Presumptive Democratic presidential candidate Joe Biden has weighed in about the death of George Floyd and the protests in Minnesota. Here's what he had to say.
I just had an opportunity to speak with the Floyd family and a group of them, most of them. They're a close, decent, honorable family, loving one another. And once again, we had the words, heard the words, and they heard them. I can't breathe. An act of brutality so elemental, it did more than deny one more black man in America his civil rights and his human rights. It denied him of his very humanity. It denied him of his life. Depriving George Floyd is, as it deprived Eric Garner, one of the things every human being must be able to do. Breathe. So simple, so basic, so brutal. With the same thing happened with Aubrey, the same thing happened with Breonna Taylor, the same thing with George Floyd. We've spoken their names aloud. We cried them out in pain and in horror. We chiseled them into a long, suffering hearts. They're the latest additions to the endless list of stolen potential wiped out unnecessarily. It's a list that dates back more than 400 years. Black men, black women, black children. The original sin of this country still stains our nation today, and sometimes we manage to overlook it. We just push forward with 1,000 other tasks in our daily life, but it's always there. In weeks like this, we see it plainly that we're a country with an open wound, and none of us can turn away. None of us can be silent. None of us can any longer we hear the words, I can't breathe, and do nothing. We can't fail victims like, what Martin Luther King called the appalling silence of good people. Every day, African Americans go about their lives with a constant anxiety and trauma, wondering, who'll be next? Imagine if every time your husband or son, wife or daughter left the house, you feared for their safety from bad actors and bad police. Imagine if you had to have that talk with your child about not asserting your rights, taking the abuse handed out to them just so they could make it home. Imagine having police called on you just for sitting in Starbucks or renting an Airbnb or watching birds. This is the norm black people in this country deal with. They don't have to imagine it. The anger and frustration and the exhaustion, it's undeniable. But that's not the promise of America. It's long past time that we made the promise of this nation real.